From Midland, Michigan, it's the final round of the Dow Great Lakes Bay Invitational, the only full-field team event on the LPGA Tour. And let's take a look at some of the early highlights. Today's format is 4-ball, or best ball from your team, and it's the Jatanagarn sisters from Thailand who are lighting it up right now. This is area for birdie at the 9th hole. That gets the sisters to 18 under par, and they were just warming up on the 10th hole. Area, again, this is her second shot into the par 4. Aria's won 11 times on tour. Moria has won once. That was 3 years ago. Yeah, but they are locked in today. That would lead to a birdie to get the sisters to 19 under par. And they keep it rolling at the 11th. This is Moria for birdie. Just off the green. 20 under par. And then a short time ago at the drivable par 4 12th hole, this is Moria out of the bunker. Clips it beautifully, and she would make that putt for birdie. 4 in a row for the Jatanagarn sisters. They are now 21 under par, a 3-shot lead over the defending champions, Jasmine Sawanapura and Sydney Clanton of the United States. And then 3 groups tied for 3rd at 17 under par. Beautiful day in Midland, Michigan. It's the final round of the Dow Great Lakes Bay Invitational. And the LPGA Tour bring you the Dow Great Lakes Bay Invitational, part of the season-long race to the CME Globe. Gorgeous day in Midland, Michigan. We're about 2 hours northwest of Detroit. Midland Country Club opened in 1928, and they are hosting the 2nd edition of the Dow Great Lakes Bay Invitational. It was canceled last year due to the pandemic. And with the Evian Championship in France just a few days away, it was a Wednesday start here in Midland. So today is the final round. That means we go back to best ball, which we saw in the 2nd round. The 1st and 3rd rounds were alternate shots. Alongside 17-time LPGA Tour winner Dottie Pepper, I'm Andrew Catalan. So glad you could be with us here for the LPGA Tour on CBS. Paige McKenzie is calling the odd holes today, and Jim Gallagher Jr. and Jerry Foltz are on the course. And let's take you right out to the green at 13 with our leaders, Paige.
Yeah, and you mentioned it, 4 birdies in a row for the Jatanagarn sisters, and they are set up for another look at birdie. Jim?
Yeah, you know, the first 12, pretty impressive. I think Moria might go, she may go ahead and putt for par because she's over the green on her tee shot. Area's got about 25 feet for birdie, so I kind of like this. Go ahead and get it in, and there you have a free run.
It's just the added dynamic of a team event where you can use this kind of strategy and hole it out and give your partner a free ride, or either a free look at the line, or at least the comfort in knowing par is in.
Ooh, okay. Good catch.
So par for Moria, and now Area Jatanagarn.
Yeah, I wouldn't have called that a stress-free par, but just got her attention. Area has been really focused and really playing some of the best golf I've seen her play all week.
She rebounded really well from some scratchy ball striking yesterday. Her sister was a rock.
Oh my.
Rock and roll.
And the roll continues. That for the 5th birdie in a row. And they are now 4 clear of the defending champions, Sawanapura and Clanton. There's been comfort with having the sisters play with each other, both very comfortable with their games. Now up at the 14th.
And Yuka Saso for birdie at the par 4. Teamed up with Minji Lee. And that will go down. So Lee and Sasso get it to 18 under into a tie for second. And welcome to the 18th Tower alongside Dottie Pepper. I'm Andrew Catalan. So glad you could be with us for the LPGA Tour here on CBS. And Dottie, a very fun event, a team event, the only one on the calendar this year, and it seems to be very well received by the players and the fans.
Andrew, it comes at the perfect time in the LPGA schedule. They played 2 major championships in the month of June. They have this chance to really let it go a little bit. Partner golf was one of my favorites when I was playing, and they have a major championship next week. So it's a chance to have some fun, take a deep breath, and enjoy where we are, really in the middle of Michigan, and a terrific golf course.
Yeah, it is beautiful, but this golf course is changing right now. The wind is picking up, and it's firming a little bit.
Yeah, over the last 10 days, they've taken on about 3.5 inches of rain. And here it played very slow, very sluggy all week. We're now seeing golf balls start to bounce, and that little question mark is in the back of your mind, especially to the back hole locations.
And keep in mind, one of the trademarks of this golf course, the 18th hole is an island green, a par 3 to close it out, so could be some fireworks down the stretch. And now there is the 18th green, the par 3, and we'll swing you over to the 14th tee with Moria Jutanagarn.
255 to carry that bunker on the right side, downwind. I think she's just trying to kind of keep it just to the left of that.
It's kind of an intimate setting around this golf course. So much happens in such a small space, and you can hear if somebody's making a move.
That may stay in the fairway.
That'll be just fine, Jim.
She's good there. And now her sister Aria will take the tee.
Dottie, I love watching her hit this 2-iron, this driving iron. It is so much fun. Kind of that stinger, just the power. That's actually her 3-iron. She's got 2 of those. She never hits driver, or I shouldn't say never, rarely hits driver.
Watch the power she generates with her lower body. It's fantastic. Really well grounded.
It's also heading up the left side. A similar line as her sister. That big kick.
And into the rough here at the par 4 14th hole.
Let's take one more look at this golf swing and just how stable she is from the lower body. Sets the club well. Sets it fairly early, but a really complete shoulder turn. Even though she hits a bit of a knockdown shot, stays with the shot beautifully and in balance.
Let's go back to the 12th now, and the tee is way up. It's only 253 yards, and Jerry Foltz is with this pairing.
And Sydney Clanton playing with 3 with 240 to the front, straight downwind. Her partner's just off the green, it appears, and they pretty much have to run the tables at this point.
Well, that's a good way to start, Jerry.
Eagle putts are nice. The defending champions, Sydney Clanton and Jasmine Sawanapura. And back at the 14th, it'll be MJ Her on the tee.
Yeah, Lisa's got her ball in play in the fairway, so should be a free swing here. They have just not made anything today, got anything going. Kind of like yesterday. Oh, that is going up the right side. Might need a kick.
Oh, wow. That is well wide of the fairway here at 14. Let's go up to 17.
And Lexi Thompson's partnered up with Nasa Hataoka. She's got a birdie putt. Nasa coming off a win last week on the LPGA Tour. So 14 under par for Thompson and Hataoka. Not going to be enough for them this week, because the Jutanagarn sisters have jumped out to a great lead of 4 shots right now on 9 under for the day so far.
Our leaders, the Jutanagarn sisters, playing the 14th hole, and this is the second shot for Aria.
Yeah, 151 downhill line, decent high, downwind. Trying to get this to release back to the hole.
Oh, and they are locked and loaded right now. Unbelievable shot by Aria. And this birdie barrage could continue. Up to 18, and Brooke Henderson trying to close out with a par.
Broke a long winless streak earlier in the season.
Playing with Inji Chun, and a nice day for those two. They shoot a 65 here in the final round. It's a par 70 at Midland Country Club.
Yeah, that looks like.
And back to 14. Moria has called for a rules official.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Trying to determine whether that was in the fairway. Okay, with left clean in place, it makes a huge difference. It looks like it was.
130, 10. Yes. 6 o'clock.
I can put my
Yep.
6 o'clock.
You can see what we were talking about with the wind just straight down at this angle.
Maybe take a little spin off, but downwind maybe once.
Do you like 120?
I
I'm
do.
just thinking like the pitching wedge.
Like
and
a
the
9-iron,
spin.
120?
Yeah, I
I
think
do.
the pitching wedge gonna
Spin,
spin.
yeah.
And you may get it up there so I can just go straight
Perfect.
out.
I love this. Yep.
This is a 9-iron. That whole location, as we've seen on the back right, downhill, or excuse me, downwind. Green slopes hard from left to right. As we've noticed the last couple of holes, greens are firming up just a little bit. We've had wind the last couple days.
It's an old-fashioned green here that's back to front slope and just feeds into that corner.
You prefer to be below the hole and right if possible, because behind it's quick, and that's going up the left. Needs to come off the slope.
That'll get your attention, Jim.
Yes, it will. I rolled some putts this morning from it. Still coming down.
Did you make any, Jim?
No.
No.
I was rolling it. I do better than with my putter, so.
Let's go back to 12 and the second for Anana Rukarn.
From an uphill lie in this bunker after a 3-wood just wide, landing on a downslope, spinning right nicely done.
That is brilliant from there. Uneven lie, green sloping from left to right. She gives herself a nice wide stance, gets the club up. And this is where you want to, as Jim Gallagher told us, the secret was to pretend there was a dollar bill underneath it and swipe the dollar bill out, but with some speed.
Now over at the 15th, Minji Lee. Very nice approach, especially as lead hitter. Yuka Saso will be upcoming in that partnership.
Let's go back to 12, and Sawanapura has this for birdie, and she's going to putt before Sydney Clanton, her teammate.
Yeah, they don't do that often. They haven't been, but because Sydney's is a little bit of a downhill putt, she just wants a free run at it. I don't know if they have any way of knowing about the heater that the Jutanagarns are on right now, but they will soon because there are leaderboards from this point forward.
I know they can hear the noise that
Yes.
that group is making.
All right, so she doesn't get the free run at it, but it doesn't do a whole lot. Just a little speedier than some of the other putts, but Dottie, as you know, 11.5, not a frightening speed.
That's got to go.
Yeah.
These greens have just enough tilt into them, so I feel like it's about the perfect speed. If you got them another foot faster, they would have lost a whole lot of hole locations, and players would have been playing defense in a format we want to see offense.
Back out to 14 with our leaders, the Jutanagarn sisters. Growing up in Thailand, they began playing golf at the same time. Moria was 7, Area 5.5 years old. And all-time players to win from Thailand. Area has won 11 times. Just saw Sawanapura, who has won twice on tour, including the 18 Marathon Classic. And there is Moria, her lone win coming 3 years ago at the LA Open, but moving closer to maybe number 2 with the way her and her sister are looking today.
So the player last on that page, Patty Tavatanaka, won the major championship, the first major of this year, the ANA Inspiration, the little dinosaur for players of my era.
Which you know well.
Horses for courses, Andrew.
Should be a pretty good swinger right to left. She had area move her mark to the right, so I want to say it was kind of rolling over that mark that was just maybe 2 inches inside the mark there on her line. Got to get up her high. Really swings hard at the end.
Outstanding speed, though.
Let's go back to 12 and Anana Rukarn for birdie.
A little outside 3 feet. This team is bogey free for the entire week, and now still 4 back.
Tells you just a little bit about the quality of golf we're seeing right now. All week, but especially right now.
And now Clanton for birdie. She's from Concord, North Carolina, and her first and only LPGA win was here 2 years ago with Sawanapura. They won by 6, but that is going to hurt. And back up at 14. It's Lee's 6 for birdie.
Yeah, MJ was out of bounds, so she's there by herself. Right up the hill, might fall right if it loses speed. Right to center.
Thank you, partner.
Absolutely.
Uses a 6 at the end of her name because she's the 6th player named Jung-Un Lee in the LPGA of Korea Tour. And 16 under par now.
And Moria's going to go ahead and putt out, get the par, free up area. Go down the area. She's looking straight down the ground. She's focused. Okay, got the par. Now, Dottie, this putt's just a tricky read. It's a fairly straight putt, but we saw Moria's putt when it lost speed go to the left, so it's all on the speed.
That is the key. You got to pick that line that matches the speed you intend to hit it, and it's always speed first.
I always like to find a spot maybe on that line to kind of just roll the ball over.
Was that line for you, Jim, closer to the hole or closer to the golf ball?
Well, it's closer to the golf ball for me. I liked it better that way, just to get the ball started on the right line. Wow.
Whoa.
So the birdie barrage comes to an end for the sisters at the 14th hole. They had made 5 in a row, but they settle for par at 14. But their lead remains 4 as they try to lock in on the Dow Great Lakes Bay Invitational title here on CBS. Let's go out to the tee at 15.
And Moria Jatanagarn with less than driver.
Yeah, just a 3-wood, maybe a crosswind. Trying to just hit a 220 short of that second bunker. First bunker's not in play. And that should be fine right there.
It's a short enough hole. It's really about position off of the tee.
Let's take a look at the little sister's swing. Really a lot of the same fundamentals. About 4 or 5 inches shorter than her sister, but really stays down through the ball, gets her weight onto the proper foot, the left foot, quickly. And again, the players on this tour do such a great job of maintaining their balance and posture through the shot.
Area coming at it with a completely different style, but another solid shot for the Jatanagarns. You can lay a blanket over those tee shots.
Let's look at Area. A little bit taller, stands taller in her posture, but again, on the way back, she gets the club set pretty quickly, a touch more upright than her sister. And watch how low this ball just launches. That is barely above the end of the tee box when it gets through that area. Area, nicely done.
Up at the green now, Minji Lee, see if she can complete this birdie. Yuka Sasa already in for par. So it looks as though they will be settling for par and remaining at 18 under, so 4 back. Now up to the 18th.
And the par 3, Heiji Kang has this for birdie.
This is something I don't think we're going to see very often, somebody putting from beyond the hole today.
And it goes in. Well done.
Team made a big, big move today. Started at just 9 under.
Playing with Amy Yang, a 62 in the final round in this best ball format. So certainly that number is out there. We see the Jatanagarn sisters already 9 under on their round today as they play the 15th hole. But Yang and Kang in a tie for 5th at 17 under par after their 62 today. Beautiful course where in 1897 the Dow Chemical Company was founded in Midland, and its headquarters located less than 5 miles south of here. And after a lot of rain earlier in the week, it's just a picture perfect day out there right now.
So the Corda sisters and that panel previously got off to such a good start early in the week and just really flat from Thursday afternoon on.
You good? Yeah, come on.
In the fairway at the 15th on her approach, Jong-un Lee 6.
Yeah, 126 to the whole location. This looks to be an 8 or maybe a 9 back into this wind. Nice birdie at the last hole for the whole location's cut on that 8. Steps on 8 from the left. This green's been one of the firmer greens, but I think into the wind it'll help it hold it a little bit easier.
Kind of playing from plateau to plateau here, Paige.
Yeah, and half of these greens have been redone. This is one of them. And a lot of the newer greens tend to firm out. This being one of them, the 11th being another.
Starts out to the right, trying to draw towards the hole if it's enough. Got to get up though.
Well, it's not going to come back down, which is the important thing. You can see the big elevation change just in front of the green, so it'll be an uphill putt. And now her partner, MJ Her.
Yeah, a little easier shot than she had yesterday. It was up against that tree, and she hit such a remarkable shot. We were teasing each other coming up there, but she said, I kind of like that other shot, but I think you're going to like this lie better, 116.
She's going to work hard to get it inside where that shot finished yesterday.
Yeah. Right at it. Wow, a little long. Just went right through the wind.
Yeah, misjudged that approach. And you mentioned it, Dottie, Jim, yesterday. MJ Her in trouble. This is alternate shot format, so Jong-un Lee 6 hit her drive here, and MJ Her thought it might have been a layup, but no. Hitting to that plateau green, an incredible shot. Shot of the day. Now Ari Jatanagarn.
Just a couple steps in front of MJ's. That is out to the right, trying to draw, needs to spin, I believe. Oh, gonna get too much spin though. That goes all the way to the bottom. I don't think you've seen much of that.
It's just the mistake you don't want. There's always the which side are you going to error on, and the short side of course in this case was not the one. So a little bit more weight on the shoulders of her sister Moria.
Yeah, but she's been able to handle it all week. This should be a pitching wedge from
A little lower 110 shot. It's right at her ball. Just right at that flag.
actual yardage 106, but playing 110. Just a matter if you get a little bit of a gust like Area just got. That's what's the hard part with this green's kind of exposed up at the top of the hill. There's really no trees or anything about it. That's what makes this shot so tricky. Ball's a little below her feet.
Makes you wonder if the putt at the last wasn't maybe a little bit of a momentum killer for them.
That's got to get up as well. That's left there.
Okay. Not bad position today. A little disappointment on the face of Mori Jatanagarn. But she'll still have a birdie look upcoming. Now up to the 18th.
And American Christy Kerr, who has won 20 times in her decorated LPGA Tour career, on the tee at the par 3 finishing hole.
Just hasn't been a great year for Christy, but seems to have found something this week. Her partner Steph Meadow as well.
Meadow just off to the edge of the green. Stephanie Meadow, her teammate. And while we have a moment, new initiative here, we want to dive into the KPMG Performance Insights. It was launched at the 2021 KPMG Women's PGA Championship. Will provide data insights and advanced performance analytics for the LPGA Tour. Some really important stats that are changing the game, if you will. Strokes gain, proximity averages and such. So great to have KPMG and their Performance Insights a part of the LPGA Tour. We go back out to 13.
And on this par 3, Jasmine Sawanapura with birdie.
Yes, and her partner's already in for par. She made a bunch of great putts late yesterday in the alternate shots.
They will settle for their par. Feels like players are starting to run out of holes or needing to at least create something to try to catch the Jatanagarns. Back over at the 15th now with area.
Yeah, get back into that rough, which is kind of the bent that's kind of grown up. It's usually pretty thick. You really have to accelerate through this. I like to get the club level. Just going to bump it. Didn't quite get up that slope.
It's a tough shot any way you cut it from down there. Now over to the 14th.
And Yelimi No, who was from San Francisco, has this putt for birdie. She's yet to win on tour, but she's still a teenager. She turns 20 coming up at the end of the month.
Outstanding amateur player.
How about it? Read that beautifully.
4 birdies in the last 5 holes for that team.
I think Alim Kim had kind of given up on that putt for her partner.
I think you're right.
But a birdie at 14 to move within 4 of the lead. Now the second from Minjee Lee at 16, which has played very difficult throughout the week. It's a long par 4. Not a lot of room around the green, but Minjee Lee doesn't need it after that. Beautiful approach.
Good couple of weeks for this family. Her brother Minwoo Lee won last week at the Scottish Open in a playoff.
Back at 15.
And MJ Her with a lengthy birdie putt.
Yeah, going up the slope at the end, it ought to swing if it goes any direction. I believe left. It's really close to the fall line, though, but slow early. It's right over the slope. Pretty good judge speed there.
Stress-free par. Will have a birdie putt upcoming for her partner. Now back at 13, Anana Rukarn.
This for par, her partner's in for bogey, so needed to stay in a tie for second. That could mean a lot eventually, especially to Aditi Ashok, who could use whatever money they make here to help really improve her status for the year.
A lot on the line for these players. Yes, a win is important, but so is points and standings. Now Brittany Lincecum at the 17th for birdie. This would move them to 5 under on the day. She's partnered with Brittany Lang. Yes! A good birdie for the team nicknamed Killer Bees, for the 2 Britneys. They'll have one more look at it in the par 3 18th upcoming. Back at the 15th, Jonglin Lee 6 for her birdie.
Yeah, going up the slope as it gets to the top of the hill could fall right. Partner's in with par, so she can go ahead and give this a pretty good run. Back-to-back birdies.
Okay. We got back-to-back birdies, and that moves them to 17 under, so 5 back from the Jatanagarn sisters. So little momentum moving their way. Now, we've seen this a bunch from the Jutanugarn sisters, where one would clean up their par before the other would putt for birdie, so area.
Yeah, maybe in this case I'll wait a little bit with Moria having a little longer putt, but the way they're playing, why wait? I'll put a little more attention on this next putt for Moria.
Now Moria Jutanugarn.
Yeah, I don't think there's much in this putt. It's just kind of located on a little bit of a plateau, and as it gets by the hole, it picks up the speed, if it has any speed to it. But it's a fairly straight putt. You just got to kind of get back into your same way you'd hit it if you were normally playing as your own ball, even though your partner's not in with par. And that's a hard thing to do when you're playing best ball, though. That's the mentality I think you have to go with.
Couldn't agree with you more, Jim. It's sort of, you make those adjustments throughout the round depending on what your partner has left you, the momentum that you're on. I think that was a little of that.
This is the first hole in a while where the other partner wasn't in the hole already, to allow a little more freedom on the putt. Made some nice back of the cup putts with some pace. She'll take a little extra time. And what's interesting is not only are their physical games slightly different, I spoke with their coaches, Lynn and Marriott and Pia Nielsen, a little bit about their motivation. And Aria is a much more inspirational player, taking inspiration from situations or people or herself, trying to influence young children in Thailand. And Moria is more of a perspiration player, where she digs it out of the ground. Two very different styles as they approach this game.
And as Dottie said, the momentum kind of stalled back there when they didn't make the birdie at the last hole, but they have been on such a roll, you got to kind of maybe think it's going to slow down a little bit. But
she made bucket loads of putts of this length and longer yesterday to keep them in this championship.
All right, so a par for Jutanugarn sisters. That keeps them at 22 under par and 4 clear of 4 other teams as we continue this final round of the Dow Great Lakes Bay Invitational.
Back at Midland Country Club on a beautiful day, final round of the Dow Great Lakes Bay Invitational. And I'm pleased to be joined now by the chairman and CEO of Dow, Jim Fitterling. And Jim, great seeing you. It's been a fantastic week here in Midland. From your perspective, tell us about the week and what this event means for the Great Lakes Bay region.
Well, great to see you, Andrew, and thanks to you at CBS for being here. This is a fantastic event for us. It gives us a chance to showcase the Great Lakes Bay region in Midland as a place to live and work and play. And it gives us a chance to talk about our company values, inclusion, customer centricity, sustainability, and put on a unique team event that really showcases the best of women's golf.
It's been a lot of fun. And we mentioned a short time ago that a new partnership that Dow came in with the LPGA Tour and the Ladies European Tour. Tell us a little bit more about this venture.
We started in 2019 with the Geo Foundation, actually maybe a year before that, trying to get the tournament certified by Geo. And it was the first sustainable tournament that had been on the LPGA Tour, and for that matter, maybe on any tour. And we did a lot with recycling. We did a lot with all the preparation for the course, the materials that we use and reuse, and have been very successful. Over 70% of the materials we used were recycled. So all the bunting that you see around the grandstands were recycled into other materials. And that partnership led to doing something bigger with the LPGA. We had done something similar with the Olympics and had been very successful with that.
And that bunting, you turned it into golf tees, didn't you?
We turned it into golf tees. That's exactly right.
That's really neat.
So it's something useful, and just to show that there is a way to design a circular economy. You don't have to design things for one use and throw them away. they can be designed to have a second life.
Well, it's been a great week. Thank you for having us here. We've enjoyed it, and good luck the rest of the tournament.
Thank you very much. Nice to meet you.
Thank you. You too, Jim. Thank you so much. Jim Fitterling, the chairman and CEO of Dow. As we take you back out to the action on the course, on the tee at 16, it's Moria Jatanagarn.
Yeah, she had that tee down low. That's a fairway finder right there.
And Jim, tough hole. We talked about it, but this 16th plays long.
Yeah, it sure does, but maybe a little bit better today.
Up ahead at the green at 16, Minjee Lee has this putt for birdie to get to 19 under par.
It's about the same length putt that her brother made to win that Scottish Open last Sunday.
So Minjee Lee and Yuka Saso now are 3 off the lead with 2 holes left to play. Now back at the tee, Area is set to go.
Yeah, with that fairway wood, because she doesn't carry the driver. She just put it on the ground to hit this one. And it's a low burn off the right side. That's got some speed there.
Nice shot.
Her eyes were burning through that as much as the shot was burning through the air. On a mission.
And a moment ago on the 18th green, this is Christy Kerr for her par with Stephanie Meadow, and they finish at 17 under. So a nice week for those two. A 63 in the final round. You see what they did in best ball. 62 on Thursday and a 63 today. Now back at the 14th, the second shot for Sydney Clanton. What does it look like, Jerry?
Just 87 yards, great angle, aggressive play off the tee. Her caddy said anybody who doubted what the Jatanagarns would be doing didn't know golf. He said we're not done yet, and the beauty there.
Yeah, Sydney spins a beauty. That was a moment ago, and now Anana Rukarn with her second.
Also an aggressive play off the tee, just 71 yards and a lob wedge, bringing it in low.
Oh, even better.
That is clinic for how you control spin, both of those players.
So it's a 3-shot lead for the Jatanagarn sisters as they play the 16th, but Minjee Lee and Yuka Saso are 9 under on their round today as well to pull within 3. Saw Kerr and Meadow close out on 18 after shooting a 63. And that's really the story. You see best ball, they go low, and in alternate shots, more difficult.
You just sort of hang on, and if you do happen to get on a run playing alternate shot, you just set yourself better up for that day that you can really let it go and have your partner with 4 balls in play. But the scoring has been tremendous, and you had so many teams go through the first 36, 54 holes without a bogey.
And we should point out, Dottie, that the winning team receives a standard 2-year exemption for so many of these players who have yet to win. This is a career changer this week as we take you back out to 16, and MJ Herr is set to fire.
Yeah, the good news here, Andrew, is straight downwind 159, but I believe this green's going to be a little bit firmer with this back hole location. Just got to watch going long. It's going left. And long.
Yep, not a lot of room back there. That'll be a tough shot coming back for her third.
Just a little bit.
Back at 14, and Jasmine Sawanapura for birdie. You already saw Clanton hit one in tight. See if Jasmine can get it going here, Jerry.
Yeah, very slow one up the hill, turning right, plenty of speed.
Yeah, who needs Sydney?
She's come to life here in the last few holes. I appreciate you, but I don't need you.
The defending champs not done yet as they creep within 3 as we go back to 16.
Boy, you're right with 157 down the wind. Really good tee shot here. So a couple of days this has been back into the wind, and players were hitting hybrids. So today a little shorter iron, which makes the hole a little bit easier. But this wind's really whipping right now. Anything turning over will go long.
Jim, I guess we shouldn't be shocked that the sisters are 9 under in Thursday's best ball format. They shot a 59.
No, and finished third here a couple of years ago, so they're real comfortable. Obviously, that did not get up. I think she tried to hit that a little too soft, so might help area with the club selection.
Yeah, they joked about who could make the most birdies after shooting that 59.
57.
I love that motivation.
Okay.
This pitching right here, so I don't think this is going to won't be long unless she just absolutely catches some kind of a jumper. I think it's comfortable, though. She just didn't have to try to hit it too hard where she would pull it to the left. It's on a really good line if it's the right club.
It is.
Good shot there. Chance for birdie for area. Back at 14, and Jerry Onanarukarn has this for birdie.
Yeah, just 5 feet down the hill. Very, very slippery. Every putt is important, hugely important during the final round, but when you're trying to chase down somebody and running out of holes, these are crucial and has to go in.
Onanarukarn and her teammate Aditya Ashok yet to win on the LPGA Tour.
Should just fall a touch to the left, but again, it's very slippery.
Just hammered it through the break, Jerry.
Yes, she did. Her partner was already in for par, and that might have affected it.
You got to wonder, too, this is a player who has never won on the Symetra Tour, on the LAT Tour, anywhere. Being under this microscope, when and how does it affect you?
All right, let's go up to 18, and the second for Angel Yin.
Young, very powerful player.
Beautiful shot.
With a touch.
Nice, Yin.
Playing with Brittany Altamari. They were teammates on the Solheim Cup team 2 years ago.
Yes.
That was a moment ago. They would make their par, and now live, and Lincecum has this putt left for her birdie after a real nice tee shot.
Multiple major championships within this pairing. Been there, felt the heat, got it done.
Yeah.
Good way to finish for the Britneys. Lincecum and Lang with a 64 today, and they're in at 16 under par. Now let's check out our Rocket Mortgage Long Drive Challenge. All of these drives were measured on the 10th hole this week, and you see the 4 long drives each day here at the Dow Great Lakes Bay Invitational. And with that, Rocket Mortgage will then donate $5,000 in each player's name to the Rocket Giving Fund. Rocket Mortgage does so much, especially in this state of Michigan, and a great job again this week by Rocket Mortgage as we go out to 15.
And Sydney Clanton with less than driver.
That's a hybrid. Her partner's in really good shape, aggressive shape up the left. Same line as this. Most players favor the right here.
We haven't seen many tee shots from down the left side, but we did see an incredible shot from Christy Kerr earlier down in the rough. Not great position, but not out of play.
Well, this tournament originated 2 years ago in 2019, and we look back at the final round that day. Sydney Clanton and Jasmine Sawanapura. Clanton had yet to win on tour, but a birdie at the 8th hole, 4th consecutive birdie for this team. They've nicknamed themselves All In. Sawanapura birdie at 17. That made it 6 in a row. And they would go on to win by 6. They finished at 27 under par. It was the second LPGA Tour win for Sawanapura.
But it was a even bigger win, I think, for Sydney Clanton. She didn't have exempt status on this tour. Was bouncing back and forth, trying to find a place to play. Here, where am I eligible to play on the Symetra Tour? and walked away with a 2-year exemption. That was enormous.
In the process, becoming the first golfer from Auburn to win on the LPGA Tour. As we go back out to 16 and the third for MJ Herr.
Yeah, her partner has hit it thin and over the green. This is her third shot, choking all the way down to the still. Average lie. Better than average shot, though.
No kidding. Especially when your partner's not there to really help you. That just makes it even better. Well done.
All right, to the tee at 18, and Nelly Korda on the tee.
Top-ranked player in the world. Last start was the KPMG Women's PGA Championship. Won it and went to the top of the world rankings.
She was thinking about a 1 on that tee shot. Excellent shot from Nelly Korda, and you have a great look at what's been an awesome atmosphere at Midland Country Club all week long. All these holes bunched up together, gives it a stadium type feel. And now Jessica Korda.
She opened this season with a win.
At the Diamond Resorts Tournament of Champions, the win was her first in 3 years. And that's a popular spot today. Hard to get all the way back, although Nelly Korda with one of the better ones we've seen all day.
As we look at the world rankings and Nelly having gone to the top of the leaderboard in the last few weeks, it's a huge deal because since 2010, we did a little digging around earlier in the week, the Americans have held the #1 position, get this, for just 33 total weeks. That's in over 11 years.
Why?
Well, I think the talent level around the world in women's golf has gone nothing but up. And everybody caught up and went on. And there's been such emphasis, even going back to Sherry Pak, winning the Women's Open and the LPGA Championship then back in '97. It changed the way the world looked at women's golf in that part of the world, and it has only continued.
Christy Kerr held the top spot in 2010 for a few weeks, and Stacy Lewis in 13 and 14. And now it's Nelly Korda back atop the world for the Americans as we go back to 16, and Jim Gallagher is here.
Yeah, Maury left it about 2 feet short on the very similar line, and I think she knew she missed it at the start, but it had some life till the end.
So still 22 under for the Jatanagarn sisters with 2 holes left to play. Now MJ Herr is walking around a par putt.
Yeah, this is for a very lonely par when your partner's in her pocket. That had not happened very often. Not much in this one.
4 career wins for MJ Herr, her most recent coming 2 years ago in Indianapolis.
Ooh.
Oh boy.
You see the toe of that putter just slam over? So almost like a pre-release.
Take another look.
Watch the toe.
Let's go to 17.
And Yuka Saso now for par. Minjee Lee is in for bogey, so a very important putt for this team that sits 3 back. So still a little bit of work left to do. They are going to drop at least 1. We talked about some of the names at the top of the leaderboard we saw from 2019. Yuka Saso was a late addition. Actually, Minjee Lee was going to be partnering with Jin Young Ko. And they finished runner-up in 19. So a little bit the disappointment with the bogey on the 17th as they drop to 18 under and now 4 back, everybody chasing the Jutanagarn sisters.
Back in Midland, Michigan, you're watching the final round of the Dow Great Lakes Bay Invitational right here on CBS with a major looming next week in France. It's a Saturday finish, and right now it's the Jutanagarn sisters leading the way as we take you out to 17.
And Ari Jutanagarn on the tee.
Yeah, just got that driving iron, just trying to keep it left of the bunker. Okay. Sisters already in the fairway. That should be fine.
That was a recoil that meant it.
When she gets pumped up, it's pretty fun to watch her swing. She doesn't leave much behind. Now up at the 18th.
And let's see if Nelly Korda can make this putt to close out with a birdie. Only player with multiple wins this season, with 3 of them, and she finishes with a birdie, and the fans here in Michigan love it. Won her first career major a few weeks ago at the Atlanta Athletic Club. And you can see her caddy wearing bib number 1. And Wednesday, prior to teeing off in the first round, incoming LPGA Tour Commissioner Molly Marcoux-Simon presented Nelly Korda with the Rolex World #1 caddy bib. So her caddy will wear the green bib at every event, while Nelly remains #1 in the Rolex World Rankings. Nelly has now won 6 times in her career, and 3 of those have come this year. Will not get another one today, though, as the Jutanagarn sisters continue to lead the way here in the final round. Aria, a 2-time major champion, winning the Women's British Open in 2016 and the U.S. Women's Open 3 years ago. And now let's go back to the tee at 18, and here is Stacy Lewis.
Talk about another one of those players who's been #1 in the world and an American. Meet Stacy Lewis.
Really nice shot there for Team Tex-Mex. Each team could come up with their nickname. She's with Maria Fassi.
The common denominator with these players are Arizona Razorbacks.
Arkansas Razorbacks.
Excuse me, Arkansas Razorbacks. Arizona, what? Okay, the alarm went off again. I'm awake.
Stacy won the individual title in 07, Maria 2 years ago, and they've heard some Woo Pig Sooie chants.
Yeah. It hasn't been the easiest transition for Maria as a professional.
No, she's got a lot of power, a lot of talent, and has taken a lot of inspiration from Stacy Lewis this week, as she's offered a lot of advice and mentorship to Maria Fassi. And sometimes, Dottie, it just takes a week like this that builds a little bit of confidence.
Yes, she has all the tools necessary to be a successful professional, but sometimes you get just tracked in the wrong direction. That's something we haven't seen.
Have not seen too many long today in that back bunker as we go back to 17.
And now Ari Jutanagarn with her second.
Yeah, 143. This is a 9-iron back into the wind. Whole location on the front right. Excellent angle coming in, trying to draw it from right to left. It might need to get up just a tad and kick left. There's the left. It's your week. It's your week.
You drew it up there, Jim. She knows. There's a little bit of luck involved in this game.
That was a smaller version of Tiger back at Torrey Pines when he holed out that the shot short at 17 on Saturday in 2008. Kind of like, yep, yep, no, I got away with one. That was ridiculous.
Well, they're loose. They can smile and laugh. It's been a fun day so far. Now Moria evaluating what she has ahead.
She's got a green light special right here with 135. Even better angle coming in here.
And ball in hand for the players, Jim, this week because of all that rain early. Golf course was still just a little too wet. A few too many mud balls potential.
Yeah, and the greens weren't really fast early on in the week. They're decent speed now. You still have to be aware of some of the hole locations, but you made a great point about it. If you get them too fast, you can't put them on some of these slopes. Might need the same kick her sister got.
Little softer, but two very good looks at birdies for Jutanagarn sisters. Now over at the 15th, Anana Rukarn.
This for birdie, her partner made a sizable putt to save par. It's another free run.
And another where the speed may have been a little off, dictated by the quote-unquote free run.
Well, next weekend on CBS, the PGA Tour takes the stage in the Twin Cities. Me and Dottie will be there with the crew, and so will a field that includes Ricky Fowler, Dustin Johnson, and as of right now, Louis Oosthuizen, who is leading the Open Championship. Live coverage begins Saturday at 3 on CBS as we go back to 15.
And Sydney Clanton just cleaning up par.
And that'll give her partner, Jasmine Sawanapura, a pretty decent look down the slope here. For birdie, it'll be very quick. These greens have gotten firmer throughout the week since it quit raining, and they have definitely gotten faster today.
And get a chance to see just how nice of a spectating golf course this is. That 13th green just below, the 15th elevated up, and the 18th tee over on the left. And Jerry, when Jasmine and Sydney won in 2019, there was a lot of this length that seemed to find the bottom of the cup.
There were, in a dominant victory, winning by 6 and really changing the career at the time of Sydney Clanton, who was not exempt, and had Jasmine not asked her to be her partner, there's a good chance she would not have been exempt the following year. But Jasmine just has this knack for making them when they matter most. Oh, and hit a good putt there.
Until Jerry says that.
We'll blame Jerry. Well, a good run, and now over at the 16th.
Well, Mel Reed and Carlotta Segunda, they began the day only one shot back. They parred every single hole until this. At 16, finally a birdie for the team that nicknamed themselves Greedy to Fiesta. Has not been much of a fiesta today, but showing a good side there with the birdie at 16. It continues to be the Jutanagarn sisters atop the leaderboard. Final round of the Dow Great Lakes Bay Invitational.
We're back at 17. Jutanagarn sisters very much in control today. We are 9 under on their best ball round and have a couple birdie looks upcoming.
Yeah, they've been in control since kind of the front 9, shooting 5 under par on that 9 and just making birdies, making the game look easy, but they kind of stalled a little bit. But she's got about 25 feet coming up the slope, might fall over her left. Her sister's in there close, less than 5 feet for birdie as well.
It's amazing considering the stress that they were under yesterday, Dottie, how they've been able to flip a light switch today. It's been really solid by both players.
I want to know what they did last night. Really, I mean, what was the chatter? What was the game plan for tomorrow? Because they were struggling really all across the board yesterday. If it hadn't been for Moria's putting from inside 10 feet, they may not have had any chance today.
So much about alternate shot. That was the format that they played yesterday. Was somewhat of a survival to get to the best ball, where we're seeing a lot more movement, a lot more birdies.
Well, I think Moria, in my interview with her a couple of days ago, said they're just going to go at it just the way they normally would play their own game. Don't try to change that part of it. And I think that was their thinking. Like you said, it's just a lot more stress than that. But if you're a good ball striker, alternate shot is one of your favorite formats you can play.
Well, you can separate yourself from a field in a hurry if you get it going in that format.
Now for birdie. She will be in for 4, and we said that a lot today, where one of them will usually finish out and allow the other to be able to putt for birdie. And just having, Dottie, the option of 2 birdie putts makes this format so much easier. Now we'll go up to the 18th.
And Minjee Lee has a putt for birdie. Lewis and Fossey missed their birdie putts, and Lee cannot capitalize either.
You can't kick yourself hard enough when you leave a putt like that short at the last hole.
Both Minjee Lee and Yuka Saso will be Olympians later this month. Minjee Lee for Australia, Saso for the Philippines.
With our good friend Ian Baker Finch being the captain of the Australian team.
That's right. And you have another good friend you want to wish a happy birthday to.
Fern Lundquist. Happy birthday from all of us. 81 today.
81. What an unbelievable man and career. Happy birthday, Vern. All right, while we wait, let's go back to 17.
Now area for her birdie.
Yeah, she got a pretty good read off of Lee Six's putt. There shouldn't be much in it. It's just a little softer than she hit the putt over at 14. Well, right in the middle of the hole, why not?
And that will take the Jatanagarn sisters to 23 under par, now 4 clear of the defending champions, Sawanapura and Clanton. Just an impressive display. 10 under par so far in the best ball format.
Now back here at 18, Stacy Lewis for par. And Lewis and Fossey finish at 14 under for the week. 66 in the final round. A lot of smiles here with this team event, the only one on the LPGA Tour, and it's been a good one for the Jatanagarn sisters. Beautiful part of the country with Saginaw, Bay City, Midland considered part of the Great Lakes Bay region. Midland has a population of 42,000, a charming downtown that we've enjoyed throughout the week as we take you to the tee at 18.
Yeah, 147 for area. Beautiful scene here. Great crowds around here. That's going left.
This is the longest this hole's played all week.
Yeah, that was a 9-iron. She just maybe tried to hit that a little hard. Tried to avoid that back right bunker, but not her best effort.
Still frees up your partner.
Yeah, she normally hits second off the tee, but on the par 3, she's kind of gone first. So maybe that's a little bit of the strategy.
Take a look at our voice caddy, and this is the longest that this 18th hole has played this week. You see it's 153 to the back, and the hole is 147. The front is 119. It's hard to get it back there with that bunker lurking. Well, there's been a lot of excitement at this hole throughout the week.
I think they're looking for positive excitement right now. I believe this is a 7.
Jim, has the wind stayed the same throughout the afternoon?
Yeah, the velocity's been very similar. There are some, grandstands behind it. It kind of blocks a little bit of what you feel on the flag, but back here at the tee, you can feel the wind kind of coming back at the player's face, maybe a little left in it. But all in all, which has been a good thing, it has been about the same strength of wind. And that is a player, Dottie, as you want. You just don't want that inconsistent gust.
Now, the gusts really weren't supposed to be more than 3 or 4 miles an hour over the regular general sustained wind. So it's a pretty pleasant day to play, and it hasn't been shifting.
That's going left of her sister's. Got to get down.
Oh, it doesn't. It's wet.
And I believe that found part of the Snake Creek.
Spent some time looking in Snake Creek this week. Didn't see any snakes, but I didn't get too close either. So
I saw some golf balls in there.
And there's another one right here. All right, let's go back to 16 in the second for Sydney Clanton, Jerry.
Downwind from 142, just a little 9-iron. Picked a cleanly good line.
Good shot. Uphill birdie putt coming for Clanton. Well, tomorrow, as another man goes home, the Islanders deal with the fallout and try to secure their relationships. But for some, things get serious. Catch a new Love Island tomorrow at 9/8 Central, or stream anytime on CBS. Love Island. See the Island Green here at 18 at Midland Country Club.
You are smooth.
There's a lot of things I could have said there, but we'll keep it clean as we pick up Lee 6 now on the tee at 18.
As I knew you would, of course. MJ just about 25 feet just left to the hole. The quality shot in there. Trying to finish on a positive note. Looks like she's aiming just a little right, maybe, trying to draw it in with that wind.
I like where she's lined up.
If it turns, you're going to really like the shot.
Good spot there. Chance for birdie. Well, there you see Aria's caddy who walking by now. Barry Caesar, they call him Rock. He is not Aria's normal caddy. It's Pete Godfrey. And with Pete Godfrey, he is not here this week. He is with his wife, Jane Park. Now, we'll tell you about their story in a moment, but we do want to point out that the Dow, this tournament, did a really good job. They wanted the teams to come up with their own names and also their own videos for social media, with the winning team getting free expenses out here this week. And the winning team, which was selected a couple of weeks ago, Jane Park and Tiffany Joe, Jurassic Park. We love it, and here was their video. Hoping for the best for young Grace, who's 10 months old. And we'll check back in with them in a second, but let's go back to 16 and Sawanapura with her third.
Her partner's up there with a chance.
Oh, yeah! Jasmine drops it in.
She has dug in on this second 9 today. What a round of golf she's playing.
Within 3, running out of time, but you never know, especially with the Jatanagarns not in great shape up on 18. Now this is Anana Rukarn with her third at 16.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Very similar shot. Her partner also has a chance for birdie upcoming.
Stop it.
No. Come on! A daily double at 16. Remember all that talk about that being one of the hardest holes all week? So much for that.
Yeah, what do we know?
Yeah. All right, back up ahead at 18. And Aria will be first. This putt for birdie, and they're going in everywhere.
I think that makes it a done deal.
That should be the winning putt. And we just told you what an emotional week it is for everyone on the LPGA Tour right now, but especially with Aria's connection to Pete Godfrey, wearing Grace's name on a ribbon, and they shoot a 59 on each day of the best ball format. 24 under par. Sisters embrace, and this is certainly worthy of another look. It's going to give Aria her 12th career win and Moria her 2nd. It's pretty sporty, Dottie. 2 59s this week.
So I wonder who made more birdies.
They did have a competition who could make more birdies. It's going to take us a while to count it up.
There were so many.
And on the other team, Lee 6 for birdie. I mean, everything is going in right now. They're just crushing it in Midland on a Saturday afternoon. $17 under par for Lee 6 and her.
How good is this golf?
It's a birdie bonanza at the Dow Great Lakes Bay Invitational. And another look at the putt that should seal it for the Jatanagarn sisters. Birdie at 18, a 59 today. And they lead it by 4, moving closer to the title here in the Great Lakes Bay region. Great look down at the 18th teeing area over the water to the island green here at Midland Country Club. Second to last group on the tee. And it's Alim Kim and Yulimi No. They shot a 62 in best ball on Thursday. 6 under on the day and 19 under for the week. A pair of highly accomplished LPGA rookies. Alim Kim won the U.S. Women's Open last December in Houston in her major championship debut. And No won both the U.S. Girls Junior and Girls Junior PGA Championship in 2018.
My math tells me that was only 3 years ago.
I know. Seems a lot longer.
That's crazy. You come out mature, ready to play. I think some of these players, especially that, like last year at the U.S. Women's Open, no fans. They're still getting used to the sounds of being around people playing golf, the cheering, the energy you get from the fans that have come out to play. It's still an adjustment that they're making. A good one, I might add. Pretty good move there.
Yeah. Chance for birdie.
Covered it beautifully with her right shoulder, stable down below. Hard to hit it very far offline with a move like that.
Yulimi had a funny quote after the third round yesterday. She said, "I'm glad we're done with alternate shot." That really does stress you out in team golf.
No doubt. And it's one of those things that you try to get momentum. But if one player's not really clicking, it can be so difficult. And then you want to apologize. Well, you can never apologize because you didn't mean to do that.
Sure. Tee shot for No. Good safe shots for Kim and No here at 18.
I don't think it's a trap. I think it's
Critics are calling A Quiet Place Part 2 the movie of the summer, starring Emily Blunt and John Krasinski. A Quiet Place Part 2, now streaming on Paramount Plus. This 18th has not been a quiet place. It's been a lot of fun here at Midland throughout the week with the setup we have. The 18th Island Green as Mel Reed fires away.
Go.
Both Reed and her teammate Saganda, Olympians heading to Tokyo soon as we go back to 17.
And Sawanapura with her second.
127 into the breeze. They have to finish 2-1 to tie.
They're trying. Back up to the 18th.
And Saganda from Spain.
I got a feeling that this could be a partnership on the European Solheim Cup team. Just a little feeling. They've done it before, a couple times.
Teammates in 15 and 17. They went 1-1-1 as a duo. They were also teammates in Junior Solheim Cup. They've known each other for nearly 20 years, these two. Wow.
Oh, she can play it.
Wide of the creek.
The challenge would be getting there.
That's a great point.
Really good point.
Don't know how you do
we
that.
can make this into a triathlon,
Well,
and we
exactly.
swim and golf.
Swim the Snake Creek.
7 career combined Solheim Cup appearances for Team Europe. And here are the current standings. And Dottie, because of the pandemic, a lot going on, especially on the European side for qualification.
There have been some adjustments made, Andrews, and you'll see that there are just 2 automatic spots off the LET points list going over to the Rolex points list. This is off the world rankings. They've got 4, and Katrina Matthew, the European team captain, will have 6 captain's picks. That is an increase over what it's been in the past.
And there was a big win today over on the Ladies European Tour.
Huge win. Matilda Castron gets in. Now she's a member of the LET because she won in her home country of Finland today. Under the gun, she really wanted to be part of this Solheim Cup conversation. Because she's now a member, she now becomes eligible for a captain's pick. But at the way she's playing, she could still get in on world ranking points.
Yeah, Castron with a win earlier this month on the LPGA Tour. And of course, this is Sydney Clanton. And we've got 4 birdie opportunities upcoming, but they really needed to hold that to have a chance, given their position on the leaderboard. So with that, that means that the Jutanagarn sisters have officially become the champions of the 2021 Dow Great Lakes Bay Invitational.
Champions in Midland. Another look at the putt that clinched it on 18. Start the party. Area and Moria. It's official. The Jutanagarn sisters are the champions of the Dow Great Lakes Bay Invitational for Area. It's her 12th career win, the 2nd for Moria, and they are both with our Jim Gallagher.
Thank you, Andrew. Ladies, congratulations. A little excitement at the end, but you got off to a great start. Take us through that last hole, maybe the putt you made there.
You know, last hole is not like the shot that I'm comfortable. And that's why I'm go first. And I thought she got this shot. And then I pulled left, you know, I missed the green. And then I thought she's going to be okay. So she pulled in the water. So, you know, the other thing I told myself was like making sure you make 2 putts. So either way, she has to go back and hit it again.
Well, take us through. Did you come out with a different strategy yesterday? You had to kind of grind it out. You finished 3rd here 2 years ago. Was there a different strategy coming into today?
I don't know. Just like I was waking up this morning, and then all she told me is like, "What you have to do today, just like trying to make birdie on every hole. That's your strategy," and that's what she gave me the assignment today.
Well, it's a family out here. Pete Godfrey, your regular caddy, baby Grace, and Jane going through. What does this mean for you winning and for them winning, and maybe something special for them to say to them?
You know, all I want to do is just I want to make, you know, him not worry about me. So that means I have to do my best. And of course, we want this for Grace, and you know, we hope they're getting better and she getting better, and they always give me a best support. You know, we've been talking like every day, and you know, he never want to show me his like sadness, but you know, he have to get through so much thing, and he's still really positive and support us.
Well, hopefully it brings a smile to their face. Congratulations, great playing, and go enjoy the celebration.
Thank you.
Back to you, Andrew.
That's so well said. We're all thinking of Pete and Jane and, of course, young Grace. What a win for Aria and Moria as we go back to 17.
And Sawanapura for her birdie.
This greatly improves their chances if it goes of finishing second alone.
The bottom of the cup is where Sawanapura has been living the last couple holes. My goodness, a couple long birdie putts, a chip in. They're making a move to try to secure that solo second. Take a look at what has happened today. An 11 under in this best ball format. Just outstanding golf by Aria and Moria Jatanagarn. A couple other good rounds that we saw earlier. Minjee Lee with Yuka Saso, the reigning U.S. Open champion, shooting 8 under 62. Brittany Lang and Brittany Lincecum both haven't had their best year, but partnering together really created some good chemistry, good synergy to get a top 10 for them. Back at the 17th, Aditya Shook for her birdie.
Trying to answer yet again.
And a pair of back-to-back birdies.
Our golf coverage continues Monday night on CBS Sports Network with highlights and headlines from the weekend with Michael Breed at 7 Eastern, followed by Sir Nick Faldo's tips for better gameplay at 8, and the Charlie Reimer Golf Show. That's at 8:30 Monday night on CBS Sports Network. Our final grouping has reached the tee at 18. We do have Aria for 16 birdies and her sister Moria with 10 birdies. So Aria wins the bragging rights there, Dottie.
Yeah, they both come away winners, but I think that sister competition, there might be a little needle from Aria tonight.
Well, I think Moria got penalized for hitting it closer, Dottie, and being able to pick hers up.
If I was,
that's what I'd say.
Yeah, if I was defending her, I'm taking that. That is my argument. That's my defense.
Looks like Jasmine will be first to play here, and I mentioned what this win meant to both of them, but especially Sydney Clanton 2 years ago. They both went on to last year, 2020, in a somewhat shortened season, to have their best seasons of their career, even winless. But for Jasmine, the story of her back from 2018 is one that really hits home with people. She actually broke her back, I believe a vertebrae, taking a golf swing in Virginia. She didn't know how bad it was. Finally went to the doctor, and he basically told her had she waited any longer to see him and get the needed surgery, odds are she would have ended up in a wheelchair. And now she gets to continue living the dream.
And she missed 6 months, but obviously that wasn't the important part at the time. Just getting that fixed and getting her health, and now the golf coming with it. Such a great turnaround for Jasmine.
7-iron there, and kind of crazy, but I'm fully expecting somebody to have a chance here. Not that one.
Jerry, you've been on the grounds all week, and especially in this area right now. Give us a sense of the vibe on this final round with all the fans back in the house.
Well, it means so much to this town. It's a small community, 40,000 people. To think that they could attract a world-class sporting event to the town of Midland, and it's an absolutely incredible community, is really something. They have gathered around on this quaint country club of only 96 acres, including an 88,000 square foot clubhouse. So they are really, really enjoying it. There's a party atmosphere, but more than that, there's a family atmosphere.
Tee shot for Sydney Clanton.
Modeling.
Ben. Pretty impressive if they were to finish second in a title defense.
Yeah.
Big part of the movie this week.
Aditi Ashok next, Andrew, with her dad on the bag. Aditi broke into our consciousness 5 years ago at the Rio Olympics, seemingly from nowhere to those of us who follow the LPGA and professional women's golf. But it was really, really stunning, Dottie, what happened when she burst into contention in Rio. Overnight, internet searches coming out of India for youth golf equipment was in the mid-20 millions. You talk about growing the game and being an inspiration.
Well, and she feels, I think, a little bit of pressure to continue to play well and do that.
And this could have been a historic day, as she would have become the first woman from India to win on the LPGA Tour.
Hang
That was her
on.
worst shot of the week.
Arjun Atwal has won on the PGA Tour coming from India, that in 2010 in Greensboro.
Daniel Chopra as well, but
That's right.
I think he claims like 4 different nationalities.
Maybe 5.
Yeah. Ajit Milka Singh was tweeting about it yesterday about her chances to win.
Sisters having some fun.
Is that the trophy this week?
Why not?
Darn cute one.
Now Anana Rukarn with the final tee shot of the day.
Yeah, still a lot on the line for these two, especially for her partner, who's now in trouble, in order to perhaps keep her playing status for next year, fully exempt-wise anyway. This team came about through junior golf, Dottie. They actually met in the hallway of a junior tournament. They played in so many of them, and of course there weren't a lot of players from India, and at the time there weren't a lot of junior golfers from Thailand, and they kind of felt like they were in the same boat in that regard, and the friendship started there, and it's just grown closer and closer through the years.
There have been a number of partnerships this week that if you do a little digging around, you find out that they were formed in junior golf, and given the chance for a lot of players, Americans, for those from in Europe and Great Britain and Ireland, when they came up with the Junior Solheim Cup team and then the Junior Ryder Cup team, it's not just boys for the Junior Ryder Cup. It's girls too, so it's a huge developmental opportunity, and this is what we're seeing now.
Anana Rukarn from Thailand said that she considers the Jatanagarn sisters her role models, that she always looked up to them growing up in Thailand and trying to get to where they're at, and where they are at is in the winner's circle here at the Dow Great Lakes Bay Invitational. Final hole of the final round when we come back on CBS. Back in Midland, Michigan, where the Jatanagarn sisters are our champions at the Dow Great Lakes Bay Invitational, the final grouping of the day, finishing out on the par 3 18th hole. A reminder tonight on CBS, it's Superstar Saturday night. It's the season finale of the Camping World SRX Series. That's at 8 Eastern on CBS, and it's followed by 48 Hours at 10 o'clock Eastern Time. That's tonight on CBS. High above the 18th green here at Midland Country Club, there are the Jatanagarn sisters celebrating their victory. Area now joins Nelly Korda as the only multiple winners on tour this season. Area won the Honda LPGA Thailand earlier this year, which was her first win in 3 years. And Anana Rukarn should be first for birdie here at 18.
She will. Her partner is, well, I would say in the pocket, but it's actually in the Snake River. Didn't go back to the drop zone to play one, because the best she could likely do is get it up and down for 4. This is an important putt. One putt would be just icing on the cake, but getting it down in 2 ensures 3rd place solo. And again, it is a team event. But the points, the CME points, the money, it matters.
Anna Rukarn with one top 10 this season. That was a tie for 10th at the Pure Silk Championship. It's her third season on tour. She makes this, it'll be a tie for second, but as Jerry pointed out, a 2-putt par gives them third place all alone.
Yeah, it's 90 feet, and that's going to go.
You're right, that's an important putt. And that'll be the second for Jasmine Sawanapura, who's ranked number 79 in the world. She finished in a tie for 9th last week at the Marathon, her first top 10 in just under a year.
Very unlikely chance here to get it close would be something. Doesn't need to. Par gives them second solo. A little bit of an uphill lie, which gives her some help, but hardly any green with which to work. So this has to have some spin on it.
Well played.
The way she played the back nine, though, I half expected that to go
no
in.
Kidding. Sydney Clanton will have a birdie putt now.
Just a little bit on the slower side, uphill gently, and it'll only be a lag.
Sydney earned a degree in finance from Auburn and leaves that one short.
Jerry's right again.
Love it when you say that, Dottie.
But very solid title defense.
Yes.
No doubt about it. The defending champions, they won by 6 2 years ago. A 64 in the final round today for Sawanapura and Clanton. Clanton was trying to become the first player since Lydia Ko to win the same event as their first 2 wins on tour. Lydia won the Canadian Open in 12 and 13, and Clanton's lone win was here 2 years ago.
Solo third if this goes. Like you said, the pressure is not just for yourself, it's for your partner, because it all counts equally for both.
Especially for these two that are ranked outside 100 in the world rankings.
Trying to get to the season ending event.
Well, there's always the option for Aditi to go try and hole out from the drop zone.
That's correct.
Doesn't look like, oh, maybe they'll talk about it.
Yeah, it looks like they're gonna just put a bow on it with a 66 in the final round as the Jatanagarn sisters continue to check their phone, take all their congratulations for winning the Dow Great Lakes Bay Invitational, a 59 for the second time this week. They also shot 59 in the best ball format in the second round